So this is a game called Zaxxon. This was an arcade game in the early 80s. A very popular game. I remember spending a lot of quarters on this game. And like a lot of arcade games of that era, it was ported to most of the home computers. Atari and Commodore. It was also a fairly innovative game for its time. It was so-called 3D. But this is the Commodore 64 version. This is the original box. Unfortunately, the box is not in the best condition. And also, unfortunately, the only thing inside this box is the disc. There's no manual and there's no marketing material. And I don't know if you can see that. It says Zaxxon C64 and there's a serial number on it. And also, somewhat unfortunately, the disc is slightly damaged. I don't know if you can see the dent here. There's another dent on this side here. And over here. So, unfortunately, the disc is irreplaceable. It's an original disc. Plus, it's also copy protected, which means you got to go through hoops to copy it onto new media. But it does work. I did test it earlier, and I tested it on my Commodore 64 standard bread box, which I'll show you over here. This is a standard bread box Commodore, and I'm going to load it on my 1541 disk drive. If you're familiar with 1541s, you'll know that sound. That's the headbang sound. There's no track 0 sensor on these drives, so anytime the drive needs to send the heads home, it literally bashes the head against the rail. So anytime the drive turns on or resets, or anytime the computer turns on or resets, it'll make that noise. Not very good for the drive. They were also notorious for being thrown out of alignment because of that feature. So I'm going to come back over to my monitor here and put the camera up here. And I'm also going to play this on a joystick, generic Commodore Atari joystick. So let me turn the light off so it doesn't blow out the screen, and turn the monitor on. Having some focus issues with this camera. Hopefully it won't be too distracting. But we first turn the Commodore on and load the game. And this is sort of a main menu. Only two options. Number one is Zaxxon for the game. Number two says demo. There's about 4 non-playable game demos on this. The disc doesn't have a built-in speed loader, so I'm not going to go into the demos. I don't have a speed loader cartridge installed, so it takes literally 3 minutes to load. So when I press number 1, I'm going to pause the video and wait 3 minutes, and then you'll see me. About midway through loading, it comes up with this little splash screen here, I guess just to sort of tell you that it's still working. I don't know if you can read that. It says, deep in the darkest corner of the galaxy lies the fortress of the mighty robot Zaxxon. It's a space shooter, and like any shooters, there's really not much of a backstory. It's still loading, so I'm going to pause again. And we're back. This is the main screen. And you can watch the introduction and look at the credits. And press the joystick fire button to start the game. basically you just got to shoot everything. And fly up over the obstacles. And die a couple of times. And this is sort of an in-between level where you have to shoot these spaceships out of the sky. This is actually harder than the other level. Can't see where they are, and I fly into them a lot because you can't really tell what level they're on. And this goes into the second world, and the levels just get progressively harder. Sooner or later there'll be a boss. Oh, I got one more man. Yeah, that's for sure. Game over. Anyways, that is Zaxxon for Commodore 64. Thanks for watching.